the goal 60 here. We want to talk about some basics to betting football. Planning on doing a few different parts to this, but this will be part one. And I'd like to go over the three basic types of bets for a football game. So, first off, we'll talk about the money line because that's where it all kind of got started, okay? So, way back, they used to do true odds, and you just pick the winner of the game. Well, you can still do that. They call it the money line now. So, you're just picking the winner of the football game. Now, with that, the favorite is going to cost you a lot more. So, let's say the favorite is minus 300. So, what that means is you've got to put up $300 to win 100. Now, the underdog may be plus 280. So you put up $100 to win $280 if they win the game. So, as you can see, one way you have a safer bet, but if they get upset, you lose a lot more money. Okay? So that's kind of how money lines work. So once they figured out that a lot more people were just doing the favorite and hardly any upsets were happening at that time, they had to figure out a way to get their money even because this was hurting their business, starting to make it tough on them as far as making money. So what they did was they come up with a spread. Okay, so the spread evened out the teams on the field. So yes, you still have a favorite, you still have a dog, but if you take the favorite, they not only have to win, they have to win by the certain number or more. If you're taking the dog, they can win the game, or they can lose the game as long as they stay within that number or less. So let's say, for instance, a team is favored by 4.5 points. So if you take the favorite, they have to win by 5 or more. If you take the underdog, they can only lose by 4 or less or win the game. Now what that did was it brought the juice way down. So let's say, as a standard, juice is 10%, so minus 110. What that means is that the book, if in a perfect world, it has equal action on both sides, equal amount of money, they've made 10%. Because the winner will get the $100 and all the losers will have to pay $110. So those $10 off each 100 goes to the book. That's in a perfect world where you have even money. Very seldom happens. So that's how you get the spread. That's the sides or lines. Now the last one is totals. Totals is if you take both teams, add up their score at the end of the game, and that number is either over or under the set total for the game. So let's say, for instance, the game total is set at 45 points. If there's 7 touchdowns in the game, which is very possible, one team's 28, the other team's 21, it went over 49 points. Okay, so 49 is greater than 45, it went over. If you took the under, you lost. Okay, totals are juiced at the same as what sides are. Minus 110, $110 to win 100. That's how they work. Okay, so anytime you bet one of those three ways, as I stated in my first video, I don't like to do money lines. There's too much risk in it. A lot of times you want to take the favorite because obviously everybody thinks they're going to win, otherwise they wouldn't be the favorite. In order to get that favorite, you're putting up a lot of money. In baseball, money lines are how you bet most of the time, but we'll get back to that later. But in football, a lot of times a book will not have a total or a money line outside the point range of 2 to 12. Somewhere in there is the only time they have money lines. So you're paying a very high price for a team that's only favored by, say, 10 points. Versus if you take the underdog, you're getting a lot of money as if they come out and win. I like to take the sides or totals. More in college, the sides. I very seldom take the totals unless I'm just getting a really good read on it. A lot of times that's in the later part of the season after you've seen what these teams do in certain situations, certain games. So most of the time I'm just on the sides. So I want to give you a little background and also tell you that in the coming weeks I'm going to try to put out a couple more parts and get in even more in depth on different types of wagers. For instance, the next video, hopefully coming out in another week, will be futures, in-game betting, and halves. So betting the first half, and then at halftime betting the second half. And then hopefully another part to this series before football season, I'll do a video on betting during the season. So how it's different if you're handicapping first few games versus the middle games versus the last few games. So we'll get into that a little more. Also hoping to have a website up sometime. No timetable on that, as we're just now getting started on this. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully if you like the video, share it, or thumbs up, and give me some feedback, put some comments in, ask questions, feel free. Would love to talk to you. Thank you.